So there's a conversation that's leading to you getting rich, something to have to do with your work and the money that you need in order to survive in solitude. Someone's trying to keep you trapped, and you're being told that you don't have to stay there anymore. You can move wherever you want. You have full access to move around. And it's because you know what to do with your money. Something about your ability to manifest is your mind. You have a really strong, powerful mind. And for a while, it seemed like you had too many options to choose, but you're going to be led by spirit on exactly the perfect space for you. And there's a love offer coming in, and it has to do with the situation that you were in the past. And I feel like with this energy, you'd rather take the money, because it seemed like both of y'all were going to end up without. It's two people who are in love, but they have to focus on their work at this time. Someone is walking away from the trap, and it's because you have the ability to stay balanced, and you know that there was someone who was trying to get you to submit. They were trying to prey on your weakness, and by revealing something to you basically in their pants and trying to come off like they're a spiritualist, but really they're just thinking about sex. So if this is your energy, definitely stick around, because we're about to get into it. And keep in mind that all my messages are general. If you'd like to book a personal reading, you can do so by sending your payment through PayPal. My prices are in my bio, and I'll get back to you within the same day. Thank you so much for your business. I look forward to working with you. Now let's get into this message. The message is, there's a conversation that leads to abundance. You don't have to fit into a box. Show me the way. Your gut already knows. So this vibe is very interesting, and there's a series of readings that I've done already that is kind of leading to this energy, almost evading to this energy. It feels like someone wants to backdoor you or screw you over in some way, and there's going to be a need for you to use your intuition, because it's almost like everything they're saying is a lie. And this is also someone who taught you how to use your intuition. It feels like a mentor taught you how to read his mind, and then he turns around and lies to you, and he's like, well, what are you going to do about it? No one knows. It's almost like it's just you. It's almost like he's saying you're crazy for even saying you can read my mind. There's a conversation that leads to abundance. Something happening during this conversation, because it also feels like a game that you're playing, or he's playing, where he's really making you stronger at the end of the day. And it's hard to say whether or not he really cares about you, because it feels like he's still your mentor, so he's still teaching you. But there's something frustrating about these lessons. Like, he's teaching you how to think for yourself by teaching you how to think for yourself. Like, at the end of the day, you still need him. How much of this are we going to take? Wow, okay. So you've got the Page of Wands, the Ace of Wands. There's a conversation that you guys are having about him and what he brings to the table. And he's saying you don't have to live like the way you were living. Almost like you don't have to live in a house is what I'm getting. He's saying you don't have to live in a box, but it's like homelessness is an option. He's saying you have so much space. Why should you be stuck in a house? But he doesn't understand that walls are everything. And people have got to reinforce their own walls, even if other people are constantly trying to knock them down. Now, him saying, show me the way, is because he's watching everything you do, and he wants you to knock down your own walls so that he can relate from the other end. He's trying to manifest you submitting to him without him having to actually knock you down, because that's what he wants to do at the end of the day. Now it's like we're getting to the nitty gritty, because the truth is the truth. He's putting you into isolation. It feels like you're going into isolation because he's trying to expose you. This is your energy. Book a reading if you're resonating. We're going to get closer into it. So it feels like this is someone with authority, almost coming off like a music teacher. I'm not going to say he's perverted, because it feels like he hasn't technically pull anything out of his pants, but the vibe is he keeps alluding to this sacral chakra. Like, what are you talking about? Because You didn't come to the spiritual world to be molested, is the vibe. It feels like he's trying to open you up in ways that you can say no about. You don't have to listen to everything he says. Knight of Cups is coming out. Like he's bringing a love offer to a situation where possibly financial assistance would be more useful, because it feels like you could be on the street and in love. What he's manifesting, you already have. So he wants you to show him how you did it. And it feels like the pushiness of this energy may cause you to go into isolation. So what you're learning from this mentor, this is someone that you possibly self-proclaimed as a mentor, someone you trust. You trust that they're living in their truth, and the truth is he's a guy. Not to judge all guys a certain way, but the vibe is very much there that you have to remain stable and you have to remain in control of your own situation and not trust him. I mean, women are the same way. Women can be perverts as well, but I just feel like at the end of the day, this is his nature. So he's talking to you and he's trying to talk to you about money and how to get rich, but he's not thinking about that. He's thinking about you and him together and basically opening your box or getting inside your pants or something like that. Page of Pentacles is coming out and it feels like he's alluding to different things, like using metaphors like he's going to slip the coin in the slot or whatever the case is. But that's sex work. And he's trying to get you to work. He's trying to have sex with you for cash is the vibe. So just be on guard and remember that you work for God and you do what you love. So it's not to go against people who work in this industry. If you love it, then you love it. It's not a chore. It's not assault. But if someone is trying to force you into something that you're not comfortable with, then it very much is assault and you can go to the authorities about it. But this is also coming off like this is the authority. Like this is someone who was in control. And so from then on with that energy is to stay close to God. And what's happening is since you don't have anyone that you can trust, you have to be able to trust yourself. So you have to build a relationship with yourself. And people are going to end up looking up to you. This is how leaders are born. Spiritual leaders especially. But I feel like this person is not really a spiritual leader. Like if it comes off like they're lying and they're pretending that they know something that they don't. Whereas though this is basically sexual energy and is almost coming off like a cult because he's leading from his sacral chakra. And not to say too much, almost like he's leading from his pants. I'm not going to say it any other way. Because you want to involve the chakras, then it's like, oh, well, you have something against God, you have something against alignment. He's just trying to put me into alignment. Well, people who speak like that are very much in the know of what's going on, and they just want to go along with the games. Like it's an orgy. Call it an orgy. It's not a prayer meeting. So you're manifesting on your own, and you're going to have to use your own intuition to understand what's going on, because it feels like whoever's in this energy, you're already in a vulnerable position. So anyone trying to tell you is going to come off like a predator because you're teaching yourself how to stay on guard and you won't be able to trust anybody but yourself. So there's no point in even asking anyone for help because at that point it's almost like you're just setting a trap. There's so much balance here and you're getting attention. You're going to be getting a lot of attention because you're the only one that speaks the truth and also because you know the truth. Some people don't have privy to this knowledge, and because you were there's so many words here that I'm not gonna say, but it's like RAPE, assaulted, you were ostracized, you were harassed, and you remain imbalanced because you know that it's leading to something. It's like what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Now I'm getting, whether this is you or someone you're experiencing a situation with, but I feel like the roles have reversed because whoever this energy is definitely considered a Jezebel, and anyone who lays with her is going to die. The vibe is she doesn't love you, she's not interested in a relationship, and is very much assault. She's always going to think is that you are the bad guy. So I feel like in this energy you have to be very careful about people you flirt with because this person, she's got weapons under her pillow and she's not playing games. So you have to be sharp and be careful where you lay your head. Okay. So the gut already knows. I feel like in this energy, whoever this is that's being preyed upon, because she's showing you the way to death, basically. And you already know in your heart that this person is not safe, but it feels like it's turning somebody on. And I don't know even where to step at this situation, because the woman isn't safe and neither is the man. It's like the man is thrown off or something. Like, it's like he wants to get in trouble. He wants to get caught up, and almost like he is a predator. This is coming off like Batman. I don't know what Catwoman was about, but I know Batman specifically went after criminals, and he especially loved taking down people who like to bully others, or especially men who like to beat up on women. He was always standing up for the victim. And this is the vibe, like, I don't know if Catwoman was taking down predators, but it feels like someone who becomes a hero by playing a villain and seducing other villains and predators, where nobody's gonna fight their way or protest that this person was attacked. Almost like someone who attacks children and then they go to jail and you never hear about them again because they get taken care of. It's like the system is working itself out. But you're definitely going to have a lot of attention. People are going to want to know about your situation. They may be trying to do interviews with you. They want to hear your story. You may be denying anyone the opportunity to pick you apart. It's like you got all eyes on you, and they want to know, what are you about? How do you feel? What are you thinking? What are you thinking now? What are you thinking now? Like, that's the vibe that I'm getting. And then you have a lot of options here. Whereas before you were backed up into a wall, and now you have the ability to move around. And there's also this vibe like you have a choice of where you want to live. There's a lot of houses in your area that are open and available, so you may be going to check those out. But it feels like it's going to be the same kind of situation or same kind of scenario where people are watching you and wanting to get all in your business, but they don't really have a voice. They don't really know how to talk to you or communicate with you on a human level, is the vibe that I'm getting. And then you have the 10 of coins coming out. You're definitely building a family. And I feel like this mentor is popping back up in your life because they built you up to a level where you can read the energies and you know what your position is in life. You know what a victim is and you know what a predator is. And it almost feels like you're the wolf at the end of the day. Like you might have been a puppy in the beginning, but you're the wolf at the end of the day because you were raised by wolves. And so you understand how they think. And it's a beautiful opportunity to basically be able to walk away from a situation that no longer serves you. But I'm getting like, you're not going to wrestle with pigs and you're not going to wrestle with wolves in this case. If it's an unfair fight. The vibe is that you were strengthened and made strong for a reason, because you're about to be fighting something that is even bigger than that, almost like a werewolf. Like you're about to be going into a mentorship with a werewolf, and he's going to teach you what the next level is, because he says for every level is a new devil. So you were dealing with puppies, and now you're dealing with wolves, and in the future you're going to be dealing with werewolves. So if this is your energy, definitely let me know in the comments. Again, there's a lot of fierceness here. Something to do with the cycles of the moon. Thanks to everyone who stuck around to the end. I love you guys.